Hey everybody, BDogBZ here. Today I got a review on the IPEVO S0-20 Skype Wi-Fi phone. Now you can pick this up off of IPEVO's website directly for about $139. Now I know what you're thinking, it's a pretty hefty price to pay for a Wi-Fi phone, but if you're an avid user, if you want to replace your landline with Skype, then this is definitely worth checking out. So in this review, it's going to be 3 parts combined into one video. The first part is going to be the features and overview and what you get in the box. The second part is going to be the UI, or the user interface, and the third part of the review is my conclusions, pros and cons, and whether you should get this product or not. Let's go ahead and get into the review. What you get in the box when you buy this product is a dock cradle for charging. Now this is really nice because some Skype Wi-Fi phones I've seen charge just like the iPhone when you have to connect it in the bottom. This is nice because you can keep it right by your computer or wherever you make your most calls. So here's the phone itself. It's actually a pretty small phone. It fits great in the hand. Just for a comparison reference, it's about 3/4 the size of the iPhone screen, and it's a little thicker than the iPhone just because of the battery inside of it. So zooming up to the keyboards here, the number pad is pretty easy to press with my hands because I have smaller fingers, but I know that if you have some bigger fingers, you might have some problem with it, but it's pretty evenly spaced. And you have the letters on the keypad as well. You have your talk button and you have your hang up button, as well as a OK button and some navigation buttons. On the side, you have this 2.5mm jack. On the bottom, you have the micro USB, so you don't have to bring a dock with you when you travel. On the side here, you have a volume adjust button. You can easily adjust that. And let's go ahead and look at the battery here. The battery is a lithium-ion polymer battery, and I've had pretty good battery life with this phone. It lasts about a day and a half with, pretty good use. If depending on how much you use the phone, the better battery life you'll have. So now for the second part of the review. Here is the UI, or user interface. Now I found the UI was extremely user-friendly. I was able to just take it out of the box, set it up, and use it within 5 minutes. So I think anybody could use this phone without a problem. Let's go ahead and check out the menu here. You have your contacts, you have your history of calling, you have your status, you can add contacts, you can search people, you have your services, and your settings. So let's go ahead and look at your settings here. Now, like I said before, this is a Wi-Fi phone. What's cool about this is you don't have to be in length of a base. What I mean by that is anywhere in your house that has Wi-Fi signal, you can use this phone. So I found that to be a huge plus because, like I said before, if you want to have this as your main phone, you can easily walk around the house without a problem. So you have your network set up, you have your general, call divert, call settings. Let's go ahead and look at that here. You have your country code. So not only are you able to sign in with your free Skype status and call people using your free Skype account, but you can actually set up your Skype added points, or if you have calling points, so you can call actual numbers instead of people's screen names. So that's really, really nice. You have your tones, time and date, and so on and so forth. Now, receiving calls is extremely easy with this phone. Now, I've set up somebody to call me just to show you how easy this works. Now, this goes both ways. This is Nick Last Stop Reviews, so you can actually use this as your, again, if somebody's calling you, you have his corresponding number or your account. What's up?
Not a lot. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just touching on the UI.
Yeah, how is that?
I mean, the UI is extremely easy to use. I've told you this before. I really like the how easy it is to use, and how I just picked up out of the box. You were there when I unboxed it.
Yeah. What's the range like on that thing? I've actually been wondering that. So, like, how is there like a specific range for it? Say, if you go outside with it.
Depending on how much signal your your router has, it's based off of that. So you don't have to don't have to buy a base station or something like that. If you have full bars of your router, then you'll have full bars with your with this phone. So that's really cool.
Now, also, did the broadband speed affect that? Because, like, I know you out in California have really good broadband speed, but mine pretty much is non-existent. So would that affect, like, if I got the phone?
Now the broadband speed, it shouldn't affect it too much. Just it would probably have somewhat of a lag depending on your speed. If you're able to call using Skype on your computer, you should be definitely able to call, with this phone. It shouldn't be much of a problem. I mean, if you're able to watch YouTube videos, then you can definitely call, and your bandwidth should be completely fine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
By the way, as far as the phone goes, it sounds pretty good. Definitely tell you're not using a built-in microphone though, but the call quality is pretty good, at least on my end.
Yeah, I mean, this is a competitor level, trying to replace a phone, that you use in the house instead of a computer or a stereo microphone, and it's definitely a lot better than a regular phone. But in terms of against a computer, I don't know, it lacks a little bit, but we're not comparing it on that scale, so it does a pretty good job. I mean, listening it's pretty nice, and on your end, you just said it sounds pretty good, so yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you later. So, as you guys can see there, you can receive calls from here. The call quality is pretty good, and the listening quality is pretty good. Now, like I said in that conversation, this is judging on a scale from a regular phone that you would use in your house and not your actual Skype from a computer. So, judging by that, it's definitely a lot better than a regular phone that you would buy. So that's really cool. Now it's time for the third and final part of the video, the cons and conclusion. Now, I've already ran through the pros throughout the video, and the reason why I'm putting the cons and conclusion in one segment is because this is the information that I find to be most useful when researching a product. Now, the first con that I found was the lack of speakerphone. Now, when you're on the phone for a long period of time, your arm grows tired of holding the phone up to your ear. I like some feature where I can just put the phone down, I can hear the person I'm talking to, and they can hear me clearly. The second con that I found was how they put a 2.5mm jack instead of a 3.5mm jack. Now, most headphones are 3.5mm jack, so you'd have to find some type of adapter or even buy new headphones to work with this phone. The other con that I found was the number spacing. Now, I have small fingers, but I can see people with big stubby fingers. When pressing the numbers on the number pad, you can dial 2 numbers at once, therefore making it hard to dial. One thing that I like to be noted is that the screen is not resilient to drop. Now, I have hardwood floors in my room, and I dropped this once, and I got a small little scratch right on the screen. So when traveling with this phone, make sure you protect it very well. One thing that I like them to include, where it doesn't really go under a con because it could be quite complicated to do, is sync between the Skype account on your computer and sync between the Skype account that's active on here. The conclusion of this product I have is that the product is $130. That's a pretty hefty price tag if you're not an avid Skype user. If you're an avid Skype user or want to replace your landline with a voice over IP account, then I would recommend this. But if you don't use Skype that often, I wouldn't really recommend it. If you're in the market for one, I would go with the IPEVO S0-20, which is this phone, because of IPEVO's great customer service and the wonderful product. So that's it for the review on the IPEVO S0-20 Skype Wi-Fi phone. You can purchase it of Amazon.com or Fry's Electronics. Thanks for watching.